Good morning, everybody. I wanted to share this morning with you. I've just watered. Last night, I don't know what your weather's doing, but we had wind and rain and cooler temperatures. So I brought all the orchids outside when I watered them today. So this is the sole amount of what we have. And I want to tell you something important. So we'll get with that. Now, whoops. I had my only species orchid in this pot. And I don't know if you remember, but it grew a beautiful long spike. But the blossoms, which I've never had happen any time before, kept drying out, and then they'd fall off. And the spike was about this long, and I did a video of it on Friday because I thought, you know, I'm going to take a picture of it and send it to the orchid people I bought it from, Forest Grove, and ask them why it's doing that. But while I was taking the picture and before we went shopping, I decided to dump it out the pot. And it was this pot, and it had one of those attached saucers, which Jack has since knocked off of the platform because it was holding water under there, but I don't really think that was the problem. And so of course I kept moving it closer to humidity, and I thought it's the reason the flowers are drying is because it's not getting enough humidity. Maybe this type of Memoria valretic, maybe it needs more humidity, because I do know it needs more light. And I googled it, and there's next to nothing on this particular orchid out there. In fact, when I Google it, I come out with one of mine where I was unwrapping it and receiving it. So anyway, I dumped it out the pot Friday morning doing a video, and what did I find? Well, I was surprised. And here's all our lesson, and I know better. You see, the small pots were getting an extra dribble of watering, which I think was okay because they dry out quicker. But what was that? What else had changed in my routine? Well, first I'll tell you what I found. I found there's some very healthy roots, aerial roots, but inside the pot, it was too wet. And that's the good thing about taking it out the pot and really finding out before your watering day what is the problem, because it shouldn't have been that wet on a Friday, and why was it? So what I did is about 1 inch from the media, I cut off the spike. It was beautiful and long, but with no flowers that were going to stay, so I decided to cut it off and repot it. This is an upside down garlic keeper, and this was the tray it sat upside down on. I never used it for garlic because it doesn't hold many anyway, so I thought, what a beautiful pot. I didn't really find a little stand for it yet, so Jack had this a fondue stand or something, and it does fit there quite nicely. But I want to tell you what happened. Now, misting. As you know, for years I just had small little misting bottles that were actually the Miracle Grow Misting 222 fertilizer spray that I'd saved, and I had used them for my mister, and they had a real fine mist. And for some reason, I changed to this bottle here, and you have to realize this is set on a fine mist, which is fine, but if you're holding it from a distance and you're misting, they're getting a nice mist. But this is any heavier, and you say hold it down to your small pot, and you, whoops, that's just a stream, I'll take that one. You know, say you gave it 6 shots. That is like watering your orchid. So if you're misting every morning, and you have a big mister, just check how much water you're giving that orchid. In fact, check the pot and make sure everything's fine. We've had a lot of humidity lately because we've had a lot of rain, and it's been about 50 to 60 humidity in the house. So days like that, I don't use my humidifiers. I just leave them off. And I do a slight mist on the surface every morning. Never had this happen before. But isn't that funny? You know, sometimes it's hard to tell if it's too much water or not enough. And the only way is to look into the pot. And another thing that I do quite often is if I get an orchid and I've had it, let's say 3-4 months, I will take it out of the media temporary, use the same media to put it back in. And quite often what you'll find is there is some roots that haven't survived the process of changing media. And you can just pull them, leave the wiry inner core. If they're wet, you can do that, but they shouldn't be wet. Mine are always dry when I check them, and that's what you want. If you find your roots are wet, then you know you got a problem like I had. So I always check that, and if there's dry ones in there, really dry, I'll trim them off, because sometimes that happened way before you started with the change media. It takes a long time for the process of changing your media, and the orchid will start to send out new roots and leaves, and then you have your strong plant coming used to its new media, and they will be happy. And so here we are. I just wanted to share that with you, and double check your own just in case. I was a silly girl, but at least I knew enough to check, and now I know what the problem was. It was too much water. So other than that, everything's out here. The little slipper orchids are getting, see if I can show this. I can't see because of the sun, but I'll just hope that there is a tiny little plant coming in there. The slipper orchids are doing good. And so that's it for out here. And I'm just going to take you for a little tour to the back patio where I'm working on, we call him Jimmy. He's the chicken wire statue we're making for the backyard. And I'll let you see what I've done so far. I'm not going to work in front of you. It's a very slow process, I think. But I will explain a few things. And thanks for visiting. Thank you to my subscribers. Any questions, please let me know, and I'm always happy to hear from you. So we'll just go on a tour before I shut off. Okay, yes, this is the whole works down here. Yeah, this is the last few in flower. Then they'll start their summer rest. And look at this. Deep purple. She has been since the end of December. She's lost a few top flowers, which were the ones that came out first. The same with Moonglow. I mean, 6 months of flowers from one plant. Those are my older plants. So yes, they're doing better. So off we go. I don't know if you can see way back. I have the giant lilies out, and they smell like a dream. So, okay, here we go. Off we go to, I can't see because of the sun, so we're just going to go with this. And apologize for any strange things that happen. Okay. Woo. Okay, you see here's Jimmy. I'll be able to see in a minute. Okay, see what I'm doing here is, maybe I should show the front first. Okay, we have feet. Somewhere here we have feet with thongs and slippers. This one will be resting up on that back thing, and then up come the legs, and we have shorts here. There will be pockets and a fly zipper and a belt. I've just put the front of the t-shirt on. The v-neck is up here. It'll have trim on it, which will accentuate it a little more. There's no wrist or hands yet, but that part's done. So now the hard part is joining the other half of the t-shirt, which is a hard flat piece. So I have to squeeze up the wire, move it in until it's gone right over there. Okay, so, and Jack has done all the bone structure. The head and neck face not done yet, but over here is the guitar he'll be holding. Now it's got the bony structure, which makes it a guitar. He's done a great job, but it will get all chicken wire all over the skin of it. It'll be beautiful, and he'll be playing that guitar, and it's, I think, going to be pretty exciting. So if I can, it's hard to show him because the light goes right through him, but once he's done, when all the accents are on, he's going to be awesome. Much. Okay, and here we are on this cloudy day. Okay, way in the back is the city of Salmon Arm, and it's something they call Christmas Island, which is flooded right now. So there we are. I hope you can see something there. And of course, this is the front yard. Very easy care. It's all rockery, no work. This year's old, no work. It is very nice. And there's the lady riding the bike. You can't see the lamppost it's hit, but yeah, she stands up. This stuff stands up. Chicken wire all year round. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and I'll sign off. Bye now.